But basically that's what it's all about, you know, is getting the kids out and enjoy the outdoors and get them hooked on this deer hunting and just spend quality time out in the timber with them. And I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of fun.
How was that?
That was awesome.
Had a boy. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay, get on him. Tell me when you can shoot him. How about now? You can shoot him. Go ahead. Right on his front shoulder.
I got him, Dad.
You got him?
Yep.
Still have 2 hours of shooting light left, and hopefully we can see some deer, and if a doe comes in, we'll probably take our opportunity at that too. So we'll see how it goes. 6:02, and we had 2 does come in, and they were getting ready to cross the fence, and I was able to get the one stopped, and right before they went across the fence, I was able to put a pretty good shot on her.
All right, it is the evening of the 18th, October 18, and Sadie and I are in a blind overlooking a plot that I was on last week.
There's 4 deer.
Yep, there's 4 deer out there. You're watching. Watch the deer.
Tonight is October 19th, and I'm all set up for the afternoon hunt. Unfortunately, I'm running a little bit behind tonight. It's just before 4 o'clock, and you know, for some people they might be just getting in the stand, but when you're self-filming or filming at all, there's a lot of gear and equipment you got to get in the trees, so a lot of times you're getting in early and then leaving late. So, but I do still have the doe tags in the pocket, so maybe that's something that we can get punched yet tonight.
Well, it's about 5:30 here, and give you a little update. We've had a couple, 2 or 3 does over here working in the creek bed. A little bit of luck, we'll be able to get the Hoyt put to use tonight. Kept telling myself, hey, he's a trophy in my eyes. It's a good buck to have. The rest is history.
I was out this morning without a cameraman at this spot, and there's a doe getting chased by 4 bucks. And so we decided to come back here today. We got scrapes everywhere. The wind's out of the west, about 10 miles an hour is all. But I've got pictures of this guy, no brow tine on the left side.
Well, we got all settled in the tree here, and it looks a lot different in here than when Jack and I was in here with all the leaves on. This tree that we're in is, I think it's a hackberry, and that thing's lost all of its leaves, but there is some trees, some oaks around, the smaller oaks that still have their leaves on, so maybe that'll help keep the deer from silhouetting us. But as you can see, we had some deer move in there, and I think she's about 20 yards right there, and she went maybe 80.
I got out here into the redneck blind this morning. Saw a few deer coming in, sitting in the spot where I killed Majestical last year, overlooking a couple bean plots and stuff, more of a late season stand, but I really didn't want to sit out in the rain in a tree, so.
Right. Everything just worked out this morning with the rain that I happened to go into the blind, and he came by 20 minutes after 7, and the rest is pretty much history. But excited to wrap my tag around this deer for the 2018 season, and looking forward to bringing you some more action soon. So.
We're stopping just a little bit short of the tree we'll be hunting this evening. I wanted to take time just to relax just a second before we get up there. The deer seem to bed pretty close to this tree, so I didn't want to talk too loud up by the tree. I know that there's deer here close. They're usually bed about 100 to 125, 30 yards away on the other side of the field. Hey, but it was a great hunt, fantastic. Deer came in just like I thought he would, and I got to see some bucks chasing does. It was an eventful evening, and an unforgettable evening, I should say.
Expected to see some decent action tonight. I literally just got the camera mounted, my bow hung up, and I looked down here right by the dike, and there's a decent buck coming up the hill. First I just thought it was a younger buck, but after I got through my shooting lane and I got some footage of it back behind the tree further, it's got a pretty big body. It looks like a fairly mature buck. This is my first buck in 3 years, so I was definitely ready to send an FMJ towards one. It was definitely great just to feel that excitement.
We're just getting settled in for our afternoon hunt. We're back in the pond set, one of our favorite stands on the whole farm, especially during the rut. You good? There's branches there. Feel really blessed to be able to go out and share all this with my son and enjoy God's great nature and bring it all to you guys. So we're gonna get them loaded up and get them on out of here.
It's November 10th today, and we're in eastern Iowa at my uncle's farm. We're tucked in really close to some prominent bedding areas, and our thought behind that is that we're getting close to that lull period where the bucks are tied to does, and if one was to happen to get off a doe, they're probably going to come to this bedding area trying to find another one. So that's our thought process behind this stand today. Seen a couple does already working through. Being this time of the year with the rut, action could happen at any time. So we're going to stick tight in the stand for a while, hopefully have some good action for us. So,
You know, nice and hidden in this cedar tree, and with that combine running with all the noise, I feel like this is the night that it's going to happen.
Honestly don't know what to say. You come out here every single day, and I've been hunting the same animal every single day.
We're in a good spot, a lot of deer in the area, some nice bucks too, but first buck or doe that comes by, I think he's going to be in trouble, so looking forward to it, and gonna have some fun. Wait. Alright, put it right on her shoulder. Shoot her.
I couldn't be more proud of him. We had this doe come out, bunch of deer actually, and this doe gave him a good 20-yard shot, and he double lunged her, and yeah, he smoked her. It was an awesome hunt, and I'm proud of him.
Really looking forward to tonight's set, and we got a good 2 hours of legal shooting light left.
You see what? Well, what do you guys think?
It's cool. It's cool.
I can't believe you found him.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cuddy Back, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, and Realtree.
Welcome back to another season of Midwest Whitetail the Heartland show. This is an exciting first episode. I love when we start putting together these first shows, because that just means we're literally counting days. Today is Labor Day, so we're down to just a few short weeks and we'll be out here hunting and doing this for real. So every year it seems like that off season just gets shorter and shorter, and that's probably just with me getting older and the kids are getting busier, just family stuff and work. But with that said, just there's a lot of work to do still with those limited days that we got left, and that's what we're out here doing today. As you guys just saw, I just broadcasted that plot that we had already done big and beastie into about a month ago, but I came back in today and just broadcasted some winter rye and some cereal grains right into the center of that plot, just because the way that plot hunts, I hunt it early season, and the deer just kind of, if I can get them in the center of that plot, that's where your best shot opportunities are on that one. So I wanted to dictate a little bit of where they would be feeding the most early season in that plot, so that's what we did today. So I'll come back over that and we'll just roll it in with a lawn roller and pack that seed in and let the rain and the cool temps do its job until October 1st. But like I mentioned earlier, I kind of told you guys I would introduce you the bucks that are coming back, and the hit list is shaping up pretty nice, and the deer, there's definitely some familiar faces. There's the buck that I call Sadler. He's 5.5 this year, and you guys might remember me talking about him last year. He was my big 7 last year. He's actually gone from a 7 to an 8 or to a 6 as a 5.5-year-old. So pretty unique deal with that deer. Really cool, and definitely a deer that I would like to get, like to harvest, just because how often you get to shoot a really nice 6-pointer. So Sadler is back. Another deer that's been on this farm for a long time is Shredder. He is a deer that I just have tons of trail camera pictures the last 3 years of, but he is back at 6.5 this year, so he looks good. Another deer that's been kind of a staple of the farm the last few years is a deer that I call Dirty Mike. Dirty Mike, this deer is just a mystery. I've never wanted to pull a jawbone out of a deer more than I do this deer. If I'm correct, this deer was up towards 8.5 years old, and he's just got a really cool, unique rack this year. He threw a double main beam on the one side, and just a real framey deer, real cool deer to look at. So Javi Baez, that speaks for himself. He's definitely gonna be up there on the list this year. Lots of deer to catch up with. There's a lot more deer than I've just named in that older age structure, 4.5 up, that we'll definitely hunt this year. But that just adds, it just makes it that much more exciting. So looking forward to hunting with Emma and other friends and family this year too. So hopefully we can have another successful year, and I'm excited to bring it to you guys here on the Heartland Show.
It is August 24th, and Cooper, Caleb, and myself are down here at my farm doing a little bit of preseason work, getting some food plots finished up, and everything's starting to look really good. It was real dry July, and we got some good rains in August, so I waited to plant till then, and everything's coming up really nice. Got a lot of turnips in the ground, some Frigid Forge Big and Beastie and Autumn Quick Plot, and then some trophy clover, and that clover is also really coming in nice. So should have some good plots for this fall. But on this farm particularly, right now myself, I guess I don't really have any shooters. Deer that I'm waiting on, I call Beams. I've hunted him for the last 5 years. He's gonna be 9.5 this year, and last year, so he always shows up on right around October 1st time frame, and so I'm just kind of waiting on him. Last year, this property that I'm on actually flooded, so I didn't get to, my standing corn was fine, but all the food plots got washed out. And Beams, he actually showed up end of October when the water finally went down, and then stayed through about November 15th, and that's the last pictures I actually had of him last year. And honestly, I thought he was dead, maybe because I didn't get any more pictures. Usually he shows up in October and doesn't leave till late January. But I ended up finding his sheds, both sides, January 2nd, and that was a pretty big surprise to me. So that deer, I'm hoping, is still alive. It was a rough winter last year, so anything could have happened, but I'm really just waiting on that deer for right now. But I do have a lot of other bucks. There's another buck on this property in particular. He's a 5.5-year-old. that he didn't necessarily blow up this year. He's got the same frame, but he did put on quite a few points. And I'm excited to get my nephew Donovan. I think that deer, he's showing up a lot on camera, and I think we can get on him pretty early. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting Donovan out there. He took him the last couple years. He shot his first 3 turkeys, I guess, in the last 2 years, and then last year he shot his first doe, and he's really looking forward to trying to shoot his first buck. And he told me he wanted to hold out for a buck this year, so hopefully I can get him on one of those bucks I've got starting to get a pattern on. But if not, there's plenty of other ones around that I think he'd love to wrap a tag around.
Today we're out at my uncle's farm and we're doing some last minute prep work before the season. You can see behind me we just put in some autumn quick plot on this plot here, and basically been going around touching up all these food plots. Last year with all the rain being a river bottom property, this farm was majority underwater, so pretty much had to start over with the food plots, and we've been working our way replanting them, and should be a pretty good year pending we don't get any major rains causing any flooding down here. So as you can see, this is a big and beastie plot we planted about a week or so ago, and it's coming in pretty nice. So our plan going forward is in about a week or so we're going to get our trail cameras out. Unfortunately at this property, for whatever reason, we don't see a lot of mature deer till around about September. So that's when we'll get some corn out, get an overall assessment of what's living here, and then hopefully be able to show you some good bucks we're after this year. So stay tuned. In a few weeks hopefully have able to show you what we'll be after this year. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail the Heartland.
Hey guys, welcome to Midwest Whitetail the Heartland. Getting ready for the 2019 season. I'm out here on a small piece of private land that I've hunted probably the past 6 or 7 years. Had a nice buck that I kept getting pictures of last year that we were calling Drowsy because he was actually sleeping underneath one of my old tree stands. But this piece of private's only a few acres of timber, and it gets pretty heavily pressured throughout shotgun season. So I'm actually going to change things up this year and stay out of here until early muzzleloader season. So I'll be back during early muzzleloader to see if we can get an opportunity on Drowsy or maybe another mature buck that comes through. But we've got a nice redneck blind set up here that the farmer put in last year. So we're going to be hunting right in some bedding area, but I think that'll help me out quite a bit and staying concealed and keeping my scent kind of under control. So looking forward to this season. Until that early muzzleloader, I'm just going to focus on mostly public and urban hunting just to kind of leave this untouched, and hopefully we'll have pretty good luck later on.